Welcome back to the Rami La Vie podcast. Be sure to, by the way, like, follow, subscribe, comment, share it, do all those fun things that help support me. And who wouldn't want to support me and what I'm doing here with the show? So I appreciate everyone who does that. As always, tonight, we're going to talk. It's a little earlier. I know we've been doing these late nights, but I'm going into WFN and I have to record my fantasy baseball podcast, Just Fantasy Baseball, with Vince D'Amato. You should be following that as well. It's a really fun show. And if you play fantasy baseball, you're going to want that inside knowledge for sure. Earlier today, I did a live take. So hit me up on the live take app. Also, you could challenge me on the live take app and with whatever your take is, and we could go back and forth. It's a really cool, fun app. You just do like these you could do either 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15, 20-minute debates. Today I did a 10-minute debate with a friend of mine, Ethan Zaretsky, and we went back and forth on what the Rangers need to do this offseason to improve. So you can actually go back into the live app and watch our debate back and forth. And then you can vote on who you thought won the debate. It's actually a really fun app. So check that out. So after we got all that out of the way, the Yankees are still in progress. And by the way, through 3 innings, Carlos Rodon is looking as good as I've seen him look in a Yankee uniform, in my opinion. But that's through 3 innings. We'll see what happens. It remains to be seen. Something interesting, and I'm going to mention this on my fantasy episode. I today picked up Severino on waivers and cut Paddock. I stream a lot of pitchers. I have like my staples, and then I stream a lot of them. I think that's normal for fantasy baseball. I was like, nah, I don't like Paddock's matchup against the Yankees. I really like Severino's matchup against the Nationals, and I saw he was on waivers. The waiver's not going through until tomorrow, which is infuriating. So I have Paddock's numbers from tonight where he's already given up 4 runs in the first 2 innings against the Yankees. And Severino threw, I think, 7 1/3 or 7 2/3, maybe even 8. I think he went the full 8. Yeah, he went the full 8 innings, only gave up 1 run. Didn't have a ton of strikeouts, but he gave up 1 run over 8 innings. And the Mets won. The Mets swept the Nationals. So great job by the New York Mets. And they barely even made you sweat it. 9-1 in the 9th inning, an 8-run lead, an 8-run win, I should say. And they go to London now for the London series over the weekend. So they have a couple of days off, I think, or just Thursday off, I guess. I think they play Friday. Now, maybe they might have 2 days off. They might have Thursday, Friday, and then they play Saturday, Sunday. I have to check. But London series against Philly. And did you see the picture of the shirt they're selling in London, which is like a Hawaiian shirt with the Phillies and Mets logos all over it? Like no one who actually is a fan of either sport or either city or either team would ever buy that. That's why they sell them in London. Stuff is crazy. And you see it like when they go to London, when the NFL goes to London, you see like the most wild jersey combinations and just combination of what people are wearing. So that's that. Quick NBA Finals preview, because I said I'd be doing an NBA Finals preview tonight, and that's what I'm doing. So when this comes out a little bit later, hopefully the Yankees can hold on. They're up 4-0 now, like I said, through 2.5, maybe 3 innings down. TV's over there. I'm not watching it at the moment. But right now, the way I see the NBA Finals is one of 2 ways. Because, look, Boston, and I think all the pressure is on Boston. Boston is the best team in the league. They've been all year. They have the most talent. They're as deep as any other team. The trade for Drew Holiday, or whatever, they picked him up after, obviously, he was traded as part of the Damian Lillard trade, is one of the, and I said it at the time, one of the greatest moves we've seen from a sports, like a team that needed a dude, needed not even a closer, because it's like they have Tatum and Brown, but they just need a guy who can control things when things are getting tough and sloppy at the end of games in the half court. A guy who can be an anchor on the defensive end, a guy who can be a defensive leader, a leader in general. And Marcus Smart was like I guess he's like the diet version, the light version of Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is like the ultimate, to use this, it was popular, and I love this trend. It was popular like a week ago on TikTok, and I think Instagram also. But Drew Holiday, lost my train of thought for a second, but I got it now. Drew Holiday is the Michael Jordan of Marcus Smarts. You get what I'm saying? Like, he is the greatest version of that type of player that you could possibly have. Defensive animal, leader, toughness, grittiness, gets the team together, can get a bucket when you need it. Like when no one else is hitting shots, he could still shoot enough threes off the dribble. He is the best version of whatever that player is Drew Holiday, rather. You add Porzingis, and what he adds to this team. And obviously, he hasn't played in about a month, but you add him to this team and the element he adds, the size, the spacing, the speed, rim protection. When you see Porzingis standing in the middle, you peel out if you're, you know, Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie Irving is probably the best finisher in the league amongst big dudes at the rim, but still, you think twice about it. So Boston, and then of course they have, you know, obviously White, who's been one of the best players in the playoffs, and then you have Tatum and Brown, the two superstars, the 1-2 punch, the duo that at any point either or both of them could go off for 35, 40 points, even 50 points in a game and carry you offensively. And they're both also really solid defensively. Like there is no more perfect team than Boston. And the reason I say all the pressure is on Boston, all the pressure is on the Celtics because this is the best chance they're going to have. They walked through the East. They had a really easy time going through the Eastern Conference. They're in the NBA Finals now. They had an easy season. The season was really, I mean, they dominated. And I'm not saying the season's ever easy. It's always difficult, but the level they dominated is unprecedented. This is almost like the Warriors team with Kevin Durant. It's not the one that won 72 games or 73 games, but the one with Durant where just the whole season, it felt like it was on cruise control. And even in the finals, it felt like it was on cruise control. And then they won the finals with ease. That's what this team should be like. This team should win the finals. And if you don't win this year, this core that's had so many opportunities, of course, going to the finals, it felt like they were a little too young. The moment was a little too big for them. Steph and Clay and Draymond, they've all been there before, so they win. And then last year, they get bounced in the playoffs against Miami after going down 3-0, coming back, tying the series. It feels like, okay, we had another disappointing experience against like a team of destiny that was Miami, which still, I think I was watching one of the videos I made at the time about Jimmy Butler and a couple of the Heat. It's crazy that they went on that run. Even still, it's crazy to think that Miami team went on that run. And now, like I said, you go get Holiday, you go get Porzingis, you shore up some of the pieces around the superstars, and it feels like this is the best opportunity. And I know the guys are still young. It's not like it's the last opportunity, but for sure so far, this is the best opportunity this core has had. And you're going to be at home in Boston against a team that's not even the best team, it felt like, in the West. They definitely weren't all year long. Like, I think Denver would be a far worse matchup for the Celtics. I think OKC would be a worse matchup for the Celtics, where they match up size-wise with them because both don't have like a real true center. Even like Minnesota would be maybe a worse, because of their size, would be a worse matchup for the Celtics. This matchup doesn't feel like a terrible match. It's like Luka and Kyrie and nothing. The Celtics should be ashamed. This would be disappointing if the Celtics can't win the finals this year. This is the prime opportunity. This is the best shot the Celtics and this core have had so far and may have going forward. Giannis comes back healthy next year. Who knows what year two with Dame looks like. Other teams getting better, making improvements. Denver, not, it's hard to go back to back, but Denver could come back next year after, failing this year. OKC's a year older. That's just the Western Conference, but the Eastern Conference, maybe the Knicks get another player. Whatever could happen throughout the Eastern Conference. If Philly has a whole season of Embiid healthy and Maxey takes another step, there are so many different things. What if Orlando is a year older and a year better? All those different things that happen in the Eastern Conference. This may be the best opportunity that Boston has for a while. So I think all the pressure right now is on the Boston Celtics. And the Celtics are the better team. They should win in five, maybe six. Here's the problem. Luka Doncic is getting to the point on the other side of the inevitability. He's not quite there yet. I talked about this a lot with Patrick Mahomes, the inevitability, as I called it, where it's going to happen. When you need something to happen late for you, he's going to get it done. He's crossing that threshold this playoffs. And I know he's always had flashes of it. Now it's like, we don't even need anyone else. Put the ball in his hands late in game and something good, you're going to get a bucket. Think about the biggest shot that was hit. I think it was game 3 against Minnesota. It wasn't even him who hit the shot, but he gets double team, makes one pass to Kyrie. The rotation comes to Kyrie. Kyrie just easy pass to the corner, open 3. And the guys have been knocking down these open 3s. But you saw what happened, for example, in game 5 against Minnesota. Luka decided, I'm ending the series tonight. And he just showed up in the first quarter, put up like 20 points, and it was over from the get-go. Luka Doncic can take over at any point and will. And not only can he and will he do that, you then have Kyrie. You have two guys who late in games, when the game slows down and it's isolation on both sides, and that's where Boston struggles. Like, all right, you take the ball. No, you take the ball. And it seems like they're never certain of what they want to do, and they never run a real offense. late in those games, especially since Joe Mazzulla has been there in the last 2 years. Now, obviously, since he took over for Ime Udoka, now you wonder what's going on at the end of games with the Celtics. You wonder what's going to happen when the game breaks down and the game slows down. It's in the half court and it's either Brown isolation or it's Tatum isolation. And I feel like probably their best offense is to run a high pick and roll with Holiday and Porzingis, and then play Brown and Tatum off of it. That's probably their best offense, but they seem to have not figured that out yet. Whereas on the other side, it's like, all right, you want to go one-on-one? You want to do a pick and roll? You want to get a switch onto a big? I mean, how many times are we going to see Porzingis or Horford switched on to Kyrie and Luka? And it's either one. Pick your poison. You want to double Luka? Fine. Here's Kyrie Irving. Now, what Boston can do, and this is huge, I think they double Luka, put Holiday on Kyrie, and say, everyone else beat us. Holiday, your assignment, stick to Kyrie like glue, no matter the screen, no matter anything, you stick to him. And on the other side, Luka sees a double every single time. Put a bigger body maybe in Tatum on him, a body who can defend him, and send help every single time with Horford or Porzingis. Make him see size, make him see big bodies who can also be athletic constantly. And then figure out the rotations and hope you can rotate. That's what you do if you're Boston. It's going to be on the defensive end to stop these guys, especially late in games. And Jrue Holiday one-on-one against Luka, as much as I love Jrue Holiday defensively, it's not going to work. Put Jrue Holiday one-on-one on Kyrie, lock him down. I'm taking you out of this series. We're eliminating you, Kyrie. Luka, we're going to double you every time. Make someone else beat you. That's my opinion if you're the Celtics. But if this game or this series goes to a game 7, and that's what I fear. If this series lingers and it goes ultimately to a game 7, I like the Mavs every single time. I'm not going to bet against Luka. I already have them at plus 200. When they went up 3-0 in the Western Conference Finals, I took them at plus 200. They're actually plus 185 now, so it's not that different. But the odds are pretty much the same. Boston's slight favorites, not crazy favorites. Boston is favored in this series because they're the better team. But Luka Doncic is a special, special player. And I don't know. Like I said in the Super Bowl, when everyone was betting on San Francisco is the much better team, and you could scheme a way to figure out a way. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, when you need those plays to be made, Patrick Mahomes made all those plays. Is Luka putting himself in that category? That's we're going to find out in this finals. I'm really looking forward. So many storylines. Kyrie back in Boston. Porzingis pacing against Dallas. The Luka and his stardom. Obviously, Jason and Jalen. Can they get it done on the biggest stage? So many question marks. Will Jason Tatum rise up and be the superstar? Take over some games when Luka's doing the same thing on the other side? I don't know. It's been a long layoff. Games start tomorrow, though, Thursday night, NBA Finals. I'm excited for it. So that's all I got. Until then, like, subscribe, share the podcast. Down in the link below, there's a link. You could buy really cool hats. I'm not even wearing mine right now, but you can wear hats, buy hats, t-shirts, hoodies, some cool stuff. Whoa, prediction time. I got to give you my prediction. It's either Boston in 6 or Dallas in 7, because like I said, if it goes to 7, Dallas is winning. Luka's winning it. I think Luka gets at least 2 games where he just goes off to get it to game 6. I want to say Boston in 6, but my gut is telling me Luka in 7. Mavs in 7 is my official prediction for this series. Till next time, like, subscribe, share the podcast, Rami the V podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube. Like, subscribe, share it. Appreciate you. See ya.